This video, we're going to be taking a look at the Raiders offensive playbook and going to be breaking down kind of a little mini scheme for you guys out of the Raiders playbook. And we are going to be in the Y off trio week. A couple things we're going to do with this playbook is a couple key plays to this is we are going to have the play outs in our audibles. Halfback base is cool. If you want to leave the base in there, you certainly can. We're going to have this, let's see here, this play cross. Yeah, cross. And then we're going to have PA post shot. So these are the audibles for this scheme. Basically, what you have in this little formation here is the beauty of this formation. What makes it good is it's a good alignment. It's trips right. It's basically like kind of very similar to U trips, but what makes this offense really good is you have this play stick and up, and this is our base play for the offense. Now you can audible around to some different things. You have gun bunch with the PH sheet divide wheels. You have kind of a couple things you could get accomplished in this. You got good old Y curl, which is a really good play. You have bunch trail, so you could audible into bunch, get some stuff out of that. You have this tight slot flip, which is kind of a unique little formation. Got some return routes. You do have trips tied in here with some cheap motions, which are actually pretty good cheap motions, to be honest. So you have some stuff like that. You have trips flex with motion Y post, which is an amazing play. So this is just a really good trip style of offense. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into this. And if you guys want to check out any of my full offensive or defensive ebooks, those are in our school community. For just $10, you get access to everything over there for Madden and for College Football 25. And you get all the updates, any new stuff we drop as well. So first and foremost, what makes this offense good? Why run this offense? Because you have good blocking. You can block your tight end. You can block your running back. It's always really important to be able to block your tight end, to be able to block most meta blitzes. So we're able to do that in this formation. Also, you have a short post. These short post routes are super valuable. So what I like to do with this play, literally just drag the tight end, block the running back. You're going to get good protection. And this tight end drag is going to be a pain in the butt. It's really hard to guard tight end drags in this year's game. It beats man coverage well. And then let's say they run like zone. Almost every single base zone in the game, you're going to be able to throw this tight end drag again and again and again. Literally, that was cover 4. We'll show you cover 2. Again, we're just blocking the tight end, or blocking the running back, dragging the tight end. Here's cover 2. You see, easy read. The only thing they can really do to stop this tight end drag is basically either user it, or they can go to a cover 2 and shade underneath. Now, if they shade underneath in a cover 2, then you're going to be able to hit your short post all the way across the field. The reason these short posts are so good is they're very difficult to switch stick, and you cannot hot route a short post this year. So you see this short post just kind of gets into a nice spot of the field, and you're able to just get a nice clean clear out. It just gets into a really good area of the field. Very difficult to switch stick that post. So the main way that they can defend the post is ultimately they're going to have to user it. So like if they're in cover 4 and they shade underneath, I did want to show this real quick. If they shade underneath in a cover 4, a lot of times you can still throw this tight end underneath for 5 yards. Easy, simple 5 yards. Something very little. They're going to have to put their hook curls on 5 to be able to defend that. And so what often is going to happen is you're going to put them in conflict, and they're going to have to user this short post. So if they go to user the short post, the reason I like this tight end drag is it's going to pull the hook curl to him, and then you have all this space for this little return route over the middle of the field, which is really good against zone coverage. Now, if it's man coverage, the other thing that's really cool about this return route is it's pretty good against man coverage too. So let's see if we have a little bit of time here, but you see against man coverage, that return route is going to win, and you're going to get good separation against man coverage. So you have the capabilities in this to be able to beat both zone and man coverage. The other thing that you have in here as far as man beating is these short posts are also really good at beating man coverage over the middle of the field. I don't know what happened to Richardson there, but we'll go back and run another rep. But what you'll see here is you got your tight end drag, you got your return route, and then you really got this nice post. You'll see here this short post really cooks man coverage over the middle of the field. Real nice man beating route. So you're able to beat pretty much every major coverage with this play, which makes it a really good power play. Now, the next combo that I like to run out of this play is kind of a very simple one, but basically we're going to do a tight end corner route. We're going to do a streak, a slot receiver streak, and then I really like a drag like this. The reason I like this drag coming across, there's kind of some things with this formation you can do motion wise. You can motion this guy in and kind of create like a stack alignment. I think that's kind of cool. But what makes this good is if they're shading down in a cover 4 coverage, you're going to have this tight end corner. You see how fast that tight end corner runs? It's just a real nice route to have. And then you still have kind of that backside combination of, you know, your backside short post, which has to be usered. And then you also are going to have, the reason I like this drag is because it's going to kind of be like a high-low read. So you see how you got that drag that's going to get underneath a lot of the zones. And so it just puts their user in conflict, because if they switch, let's say they switch stick to go guard this tight end post, right? They switch stick to the quarter to go guard this tight end corner route, sorry. Then what you're going to see is this right there, that little pocket to be able to throw that short post. So now let's say, okay, well, let's say they stay on in the middle of the field, and they're going to give you the tight end post, as you see right here. So what this basically does is it forces them into a cover 2 defense to this right side. It's really the only real way in which they can defend something like what we're trying to accomplish. So you see now we'll go to a cover 2 coverage, and you're going to see that this will do a pretty decent job of defending this. So you'll see here, just show you this, you'll see that the only thing we could potentially throw is this slot up the seam, but it is kind of a tight throw. It's a challenging throw to make. And so if they are running like a true cover 2, one of the best route combos is really what I was going to show you next, which is just streaking the tight end. It's a quick snap play. You're just going to come up, streak the tight end, snap the ball quick. Watch this against cover 2. You'll see here, the mid-read can get back there, but that's really the only way they stop it. So what a lot of people will do in a cover 2 situation is they will user this mid-read zone. And so to really play more like a hook curl, because they're going to be using it to go to that short post. So you come up to the line of scrimmage, you just snap this real quick, and now your tight end is going to be up the seam, just pass lead it straight up the middle. You don't want to pass lead inside, because if you do that, deep half on the left will get to it. But you could do something like that. Another thing you can do if you want to manipulate cover 2 a little bit better is you could just simply take your tight end, put him on a streak, and then on this backside here, we could either put the running back on a table route, a flat route like this, or just a simple streak out of the backfield. But what typically will happen if you do something like this is now that mid-read will fall off late, and then you can throw this up and over the top. The other thing that we didn't show you with the cover 2 beater is this slot streak. So if I have a slot streak with this backside, with this outside guy, watch this slot receiver. This would be something you want to pass lead up and inside. And it is a little bit of a tricky throw in practice mode. It's a little easier because what most people do in game is they're going to bring this safety down in here. And so when they start to do stuff like this is where just streaking the slot receiver, you can put the tight end on a drag if you want, but basically just having 2 streaks like this, what's really nice is you'll see that this deep half kind of gets in no man's land, and then you can throw this up into the inside. It's just because Pat Tillman's so fast that it's hard to do it in practice mode. But anyway, what I want to show you is you can also do a streak like this, which is still a pretty simple hot route system. And if they are running with their safety too far into the box, which a lot of people like to do, like they'll bring their safeties down in here to try to defend seam streaks, what'll happen is if they are playing cover 2 on that outside, this fade on the outside is a really nice throw wide open against cover 2 if you have that kind of combo. So that's something else that you can kind of do to manipulate a cover 2 style defense if you want to. And then the other thing that I like to do is, because you will get a lot of cover 2 in this game, I think that's just like the best way to defend some of the routes that we want to throw. Go to a play like PA post dig shot here, and all you got to do is put the tight end on a corner route, and then you can literally just snap the ball. I like to block the running back, though. I don't like to keep the play action. What you'll see is a super deep post route, though, hooks cover 2 up the middle, as you see right there. Just super good route to be able to hit against cover 2. So if you're getting a lot of cover 2, this is going to force them to close the middle of the field, which is going to lead us to our next route combo. So when they start to run cover 4, cover 3 coverages because we don't want to have the safeties split over the middle, this is where I like to go to the play outs. The reason I like this play is because we have this short post now from the slot receiver. So very simple setup here. If you have running back apprentice, you could put the running back on a table or an angle route, which I think is actually a pretty good route combo. But basically just streak the left side guy, and then you can pretty much do whatever else you want. I like to, you could just literally call it like this. This out's not a bad read at all. You have flats on both sides, but what's really looking for here is this throw right here that gets into that nice area of the field. So what you're going to do to kind of open this up is we just need something coming back over the middle to kind of distract the user. So this is where I like, again, I really like the running back Texas pattern. But the other route that I think is not a terrible idea here is you could float the running back out into the pattern like this and put him on a drag. So you see we're able to kind of set up a route combination like this. And this is just really good because, again, this drag is going to kind of suck the user down, and then you can throw this up and over the top. The biggest thing is these crossing routes, these getting across the field quick combos are really, really helpful for when they start to run cover 3, cover 4. Now, another thing that's going to happen is if they're going to run cover 3, cover 4 to the left side, we can really take advantage of our ISO receiver. You're going to see here that we can put this ISO receiver on a speed out and stem him up. I like to stem him up 1 or 2 times. And then typically what I'll do is I'll motion the running back out into the pattern like this. So let me actually give you a legit setup out of the play outs. So basically what you'll see here is I would speed out this guy, stem him up 1, motion the running back out. I would have a drag, and then basically something like this. I think this is a pretty decent combination. And what you're going to see here is this seam streak is a read you can make, just a quick snap throw, good read against if they're pulling those safeties out of the middle of the field. And then the other thing that you have on this outs play that I think is really good is the speed out, which a lot of people, more so expect that to the right side, not the left side. So you see something like this, you have out routes on both sides, but basically what happens is if they hard flat, you're just going to throw the speed out almost like a corner route to the left side. So that's a combo that I really like to take advantage of, just of different things that they could do. Another one of my most, I think, very underrated route combos, if they're not calling cover 2 to the right side, is to go to a setup out of our base play here, which is to essentially just motion this guy in. We're going to streak the tight end, and we're going to streak the slot receiver. So you see, this is what it looks like. But then when we motion this guy in, we're able to put him on a corner, and we can stem him all the way down like this. It's basically like a bunch, creates kind of a makeshift like a bunch short corner. This is really, really, really good at manipulating cover 4, cover 3. You see just how open this gets in this kind of a window, and you still have that tight end streak to be able to manipulate coverage with. On that same note, if they're running a lot of cover 3, this is another thing that I like to do. A little bit of a freestyle type of play setup, but basically you're going to do that same combination. So we motion this guy in, put him on a corner, stem him down at least 1, maybe 2, and then we're gonna have the tight end on a post, and we're gonna drag this backside guy. So what this is gonna do is this tight end deeper post, you can stem him up 1. He's gonna act like a seam streak, and then he's just gonna kind of post. This is really nice at breaking down cover 3 because the tight end's going to get into that left side seam area of the field, which is, I think, super helpful for attacking different coverages that way as well. So the play cross is kind of an underrated play, in my opinion. And the reason why it's an underrated play is because it's really, really good at manipulating a lot of different things here. You'll see that this fade on the left side is kind of a nice threat to any kind of like cover 2 because it's a different type of fade route than what you can hot route. You'll take a look at this play, and if you look closely at this fade on the cross, it's a little angled to the left. So he kind of wides out like that. So what I can do here, a couple different ways to get to it. I really like to just motion the running back out again, put him on a streak, like something like this, and then we can drag the tight end. We have a lot of action here coming to the left. But this is really good at manipulating kind of that cover two type of coverage where this fade is going to kind of get over the top of that safety. Now, obviously, if it's a cloud flat like it was right there, then we can just throw the drag underneath, and I'll show that real quick. So if we were to get that actual look, take a look at this drag in this situation. We'll just put them on a basic fade. But what you'll see here is you see how open this drag is on the tight end. So typically you're going to get some type of hard flat because the basics of the offense is to manipulate and really wear out this tight end drag route over the middle. That's where I think this setup right here is such a good play. Another good variation of this that we didn't go into is double drags. And the reason I like this is because you get a seam streak on the right. So again, like let's say, hypothetically that they're playing that kind of Tampa 2 coverage. I think these seam streaks are really, really valuable for clear outs, and you just see how it just clears out well. And the other thing with this is, let's say you get like a cover 4 or cover 3 look. Typically that they're going to put that cover 3 to the trip side, but you can still throw this quick if they don't bring those safeties down. So it's just a quick read to have access to if you want to hit that. But what's really nice about this route combination right here is, again, if we go back to that cover 2 type of situation, which you'll see a lot, you'll get this tight end drag for about 10 to 15 yards across the field. It's just such a good route to be able to have in your arsenal. Another thing we didn't quite get into yet was the slant post variation of this. If you put the tight end on a slant and you put the running back on a flat, the reason I like this is really for the cover 4 hard flat, because what you'll see is the hard flat will go to the running back. You step up and you can throw this in behind the hard flat, which is another, I think, another really, really valuable route. But I love this play outs as well. I think this is a really, really nice play. Another setup that we didn't really get into is a curl off of this. I really like this right here because what happens is a lot of people are going to get in cover 4 hard flat. And so because they're going to get into cover 4 hard flat like this, you'll see that this curl kind of just gets into a soft spot where they have to kind of stay on it as a user. And then your short post gets across the middle of the field really, really, really well. PA post shot has a deep cross, a deep cross route as well that we didn't quite get into yet. So what you can get with this is just that high-low on the left side. Again, you got the drag, you got the crosser, and you see how that crosser just kind of gets in a nice spot on the field. So all in all, this is the Y-off trio offense. One thing I would be crazy not to show you that I think is really good about this formation is it actually has some good red zone usage. And the reason why is because this running back route that he has built into the play, which is this ghost route here. But if we go to the play cross, it's not like it's a ghost route, but it's not a blue route. So what I like to do is drag this left side player. I like to flat this outside player. You could put this, and then basically like this. This is pretty much what I like to do. But essentially what you'll see is this ghost route will pull the cloud flat, and then you can throw this in the back corner of the end zone, which I think is really valuable in this year's game because you're going to get a lot of cover too. You can also do it with this play right here as well. I would stem the short post all the way down. The blue route will eventually check into the flat, but he will sit for a second. You see he goes out there, he pulls the cloud, and then you have your tight end kind of underneath, or your tight end kind of in that area of the field. And then of course, if they run out of the middle of the field, then you're able to hit your return route. But you'll see right here, real nice spot in the back of the end zone. So this is the Raiders Y-off trio, I want to say. Super good formation, and there's a lot you can do with it. I really like the spacing that this formation allows, and it's just a nice, fundamentally sound formation with short posts, which is why I like it. If you guys want to get my full offensive or defensive ebooks for Madden 25 or College Football 25, join our school community today for just $10. The link is in the description if you guys want to go check that out, and you get access to all of the content and all of the updates for as long as your membership stays active. You can sign up in the description down below.